I'd like to introduce you to 3 online tools that can promote learner engagement, collaboration, enable more dynamic presentations and assessments. So they are Toki, a website where you can create beautiful interactive timelines, NowComment, a website that enables group discussions of text and images, and Poll Everywhere, which allows you to create real-time interactive polls that can be embedded into presentations. So all of these tools serve multiple educational functions, as this super Venn diagram illustrates. Let's start by taking a look at NowComment. So NowComment is specifically designed to foster engaging online discussion relating to shared documents or images. As a soon-to-be history teacher, I find this to be a game changer for analyzing and discussing primary source documents, academic articles, videos, historical photographs, political cartoons, just name a few examples. Really, it's a useful tool for teachers of any subject area, but it's probably best suited for high school level and above. Let's check it out. So educators can upload text or images here in a variety of formats, or they can select a document that's already in the library. Then they invite students to view and comment on the text. So for example, in this article by Marissa Alexander, the original text is here on the left, and on the right are all the comments from the people who are participating in this discussion. So you can select to see comments that are responses to a particular paragraph or a particular sentence. So you can also sort it by when it was written, a particular tag, or last name, which makes it easy to grade class participation if there's a classmate of yours whose commentary you just love reading, then you can see everything they've written. So NowComment offers a lot of features to take your online discussion to the next level. So aside from being able to comment by line or a paragraph, or sort by order a commenter's name, comment in sidebars, or enable inline commenting, you can have multiple conversations going, you can reply publicly or privately, teachers can create assignments, and best of all, it is free. So in addition to discussions on readings, students can offer peer writing feedback, collaboratively author a report, and make scholarly annotations. Now, when you or your students comment on text, you can choose to have the text appear either off to the side or in line. Now NowComment helps you, the educator, to manage large groups discussions with the help of notifications, the ability to moderate discussions, create subgroups, and create assignments. So you can analyze and discuss these texts online, which is very useful for collaborative work in the classroom. Group edit further gives you more options for collaboration, and teachers can create assignments and provide feedback via NowComment. NowComment's interface is also versatile, but very functional and easy to use. It's a great tool because it allows for text-based discussion to occur in an organized way outside of the classroom while still giving the teacher the flexibility to monitor and enhance discussion from afar. The next tool that I'd like to share with you guys is Tiki. Tiki is a web app that makes it very easy for people to create interactive multimedia timelines. It has a number of timeline templates which users can embed images, text, and even videos. It even has a new line of very snazzy 3D timelines. So let's check them out. So this is Tiki websites, and I wanted to show you some examples. This is an example of a three-dimensional timeline, and it's a history of some kind of European history. So what you have here is you're able to move through time. You can see what the year is that these different events are occurring. And everything here is what is called a story. So you can click on that to find out more information about whatever the event was that happened at that particular time in history. So some other features are, for example, in this timeline, you can split up different segments of history by century, for example. In this one, you can also segment and have sort of multiple timelines going at the same time, sub-timelines. So Tiki works in your browser. You can sign up for a free basic account, or you can pay for more advanced features. You can create 2D and 3D timelines like the ones that I just showed you. And you can share timelines with anybody using a link, or you can embed it into a website or a presentation if you pay for the more advanced feature. You can create different categories for stories or the events that I showed you earlier. You can also color code them. You can customize time spans and split timelines into different time periods. And you can enable group edit for collaborative projects. So it seems clear how this could be a really fun tool to use in the classroom. Teachers can use it to create visually engaging timelines so students are together to research, create, and present their own timelines. So the tiki functions that you can get for free are mostly just to give you a taste of what tiki has to offer. You can create one timeline with full functionality and share it with anyone via a link, but you can't embed a link or activate group edit. So the teacher subscription price is $125 a year. But when you realize all the things that you can do with a paid subscription, you might decide that it's worth it. You can create unlimited number of timelines. You can enable group edit for collaborative timeline creation. You can embed your timeline into blogs, websites, slide presentations, etc. Next up is Poll Everywhere. As their website says, Poll Everywhere transforms one-sided presentations into two-way conversations with the audience. So it's a web-based audience response system in which you can embed interactive activities directly into a PowerPoint or Google Slides presentation. The audience, or in this case our students, respond on the web or via text message on their phones, and then the results are displayed visually. So students can then go to a customizable web address to respond. The teacher can control when responses can then be displayed on screen. The segmentation feature allows you to create groups. And you can group participants into teams using the actual questionnaire function. So for example, it would be great for turning an exam review into a fun competitive team game, and then the different teams could be giving their answers via this platform, and then the answers could be tallied. So just to give you a sense of the kinds of questions that you could embed into your presentation, we have multiple choice, word cloud, question answer, rank order, clickable image map, survey, open-ended, emotional scale bulletin board. So for example, if you're giving a presentation, you can just check whether or not students are paying attention, how much they're understanding about the presentation with a multiple choice question. It's a way for you to have a sort of summative or a formative assessment during your actual presentation. You know if you need to go over particular subjects, and just to sort of keep the students on their feet. You could use a word cloud to get people to sort of generate ideas about, what's the first idea that pops into your mind when you think of Abraham Lincoln. Clickable image is really interesting. You could have a map, for example, and ask people to say, click on the map where the country of Iran is. You can survey students about if in preparation for an exam, if there's any content that they need to review. Open-ended can serve the same sort of purpose, just a way to either get students' ideas about a question that you're asking them or feedback from them about what they're understanding or what they need more help with. Emotion scale can just be a way to gauge the feelings in the classroom. Bulletin board can just be a place for students to put up a bunch of ideas. And then the responses to these surveys are all saved so you can go back and reference them later. I just want to show you a little bit of an example of this on the website itself. So here we are at polleverywhere.com. So here, for example, is finals preparation. If you wanted to create a sort of question that was related to final preparation, for example, the question would be, what would be most helpful for you when reviewing for the final exam? This is an example of how it would you would create it as an open-ended question. Clickable image, they could click here on the map. Rank order, you would create an order of topics and then they would select from. Same with multiple choice, etc. So the ways that you could use this in the classroom, in addition to just really making your presentations a lot more fun and interactive for your students, is that you could have pre- and post-unit or lesson formative and summative assessments. It's a way to increase class participation, and then you also can use those saved responses as a way to grade class participation. It's a way for students just to respond to prompts during a lecture. Also a way to initiate discussion. A lot of times being able to visually see everybody's responses will give the class a different sort of sense of what the general consensus is or where the variation of opinion is. It can also be a way just to take attendance creatively. It's also a way to gauge class temperature, asking them how they're feeling about a certain thing. Are they feeling prepared for something that's coming up? And it's also a way to solicit feedback from your students. So in review, we discussed NowComment, Tiki, Toki, and Poll Everywhere. And while I really think that these are all great resources for teachers, my favorite was Poll Everywhere, just because I think that there's so much potential to use it in really creative ways in the classroom. There's so many different ways that you can engage students and that you can use it. And so I'm really excited about exploring the website more and thinking about ways that I can integrate it into my classroom.